fellow traders? Welcome to the Wolf Den, another episode of Trader Takeaways. I'm your host, The Wolf, and what a day. It's Thursday, July 11th. Hopefully everyone's having a great summer, blowing bubbles, using that slip and slide, spending some time with the family. That's what it's all about, right? We want that financial freedom so that we can do whatever we want. With that said, Rebecca, all right, here we are on CODX. Now, CODX had some news coming out early in the morning. Obviously, the news feed down here is lighting up 6:30, 6:32, 6:33. I didn't really pay too much attention to the news. I didn't see any standout news in this healthcare sector play. But now I want to give you guys a look in the main Wolf Trading Discord room, which I rarely take you guys into, but here we are taking a look at CODX at 8:05 a.m. We're laying it down, 17 million outstanding shares, right? The current market cap, while it was trading at that price at that time, I calculate that on the fly for you guys. And then also, we found some warrants. Now, we're not entirely sure every time about the dirt on the filings, but we want to give ourselves the bigger picture. We want to know the meaning behind the move, right? So that's what we do in Wolf Discording Room. We have a great group of guys, the Wolf Pack, and we attack these filings. Now, we also found some overhead supply, 483,000 shares at 471. Now, it's highly unlikely that they're going to push that high, but if we did break that 205 pre-market push, it's nice to know the motive. It's okay, and that was identified in the 2419 424. Now, and then you can see here I posted that I have a 190 average in the room, and then we start to trade in pre-market, and basically we all decide that this is what's going on. This is the CODX tape. It's super heavy duty series, right? And that's a dirty tape. That's dilution hitting the market. Once we identified that, it's time to get paid. Now, when it's time to get paid, we go a little bit heavier. Now, these executions right here are backside executions. Yesterday I was struggling on the front with CEI, but we took that profit today. We got it back. So here we are, pre-market highs at 205, 206, waiting for something to risk against. I'm starting a position. I'm starting to build a pre-market position. Now, pre-market sizing is smaller. There's less liquidity, so that needs to be adjusted, right? I want to be able to get out. This one, the liquidity in pre-market wasn't too bad. We had 50,000, 70,000 candles in pre-market, which is actually pretty legit. There's some players involved, or there's a greater motive. But we identified some of the overhead supply, and we identified dilution on the tape. Now, when that happens, that's our setup, right? We're dirty tape specialists. Now we start to push up, and I'm leaning into strength here. I had more orders out. Right at 203 or 204 with a tight stop, 207, maybe 211 on a layered stop. Now I want my larger orders the closest to my stop. That gives me the ability to raise my average and to have a greater risk reward. Now, also too, we identified in the room, these are dark prints. These are market maker prints, or I can't really tell exactly what the motives are on these, but we have strong beliefs that these are for potential technical resistance manipulation. Now, I watched these prints come in. I literally was watching the tape, and I saw these FADF prints, which is a dark pool. I saw them hit the tape, and they were it stunk. It was a dirty tape. We got a dirty tape today on this ticker. So in pre-market, this stuff, this doesn't shake me out. These types of prints gives me downside conviction and continuation. So I do start to trim the position a little bit. There's a little spready, and I want to get a little bit off in case we do push, because there's a lot of volume coming in right here. 230,000 K candle. I'm going to trim a little bit just in case we get that push, and we do know that there are 471 warrants. Only a half a million, but that's still like $2.5 million. So that's enough for HC and the Wainwright boys to go after that and get that. But they did not. Now, we push off a VWAP, and I'm just getting in my rhythm. Dirty tape specialist rhythm. We're adding we're taking off, right? So now we get a nice flush. I'm not going to take profit. Okay, so I'm pre-market size. I'm not full size. So I'm not going to profit off of every micro support. I'm looking for the larger moves. I do take some profit right here off of this 159 micro support, and then just watching the tape, and I just know this thing's dirty. This tape is heavy, 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 and I give a few cents up on the core, but I add it back. Now we get another flush. I trim some right here, and this was original technical target from these shares. So I fill there. Now we come down. I have more targets out, probably at 125 or 127, just above that. But we start to push. Here's my average 190, right? As I reported in the room early, like 8 o'clock in the morning, alerting the room to this trade. Okay, adding back 175, then I'm pushing, right? Here's my averages as you can go through the core. Now I'm starting to add, and then this is just rinse and repeat. We're leaning into strength in pre-market, and we're taking profit when we can. We're scalping the order flow, and we're padding the wallet. Now I like to pad the wallet before the bell opens up. That gives me a little bit more latitude on my system. Basically, if I'm padding the wallet in pre-market, I know I'm in rhythm with the order flow, and that's a good thing. That gives me confidence to be aggressive, and that gives me more emotional stability. It does. It really, really does. So now I trim right here at the bell, 9:30 and 27 seconds. We get insta flush. Probably the Wainwright boys taking that retail bid liquidity right out from under everybody. They don't want to take it too low now. These warrants are at 141. They take it right down to 140. They take it right there to where the warrants are at. I don't know who pushes it back up, retail or them or whatever. It doesn't matter. We get a nice push, and I'm leaning into strength, throwing some legit size in here. Orders are 166. Here's the orders right here. 700 shares. We're going to add that right here, taking a little off. And then just in that rhythm. Now I had orders above 178. I was looking to scale into a $2 thesis, but I didn't get in. This wick right here gave me more confidence, and then we get that first flush, that Mondo flush, and now I'm feeling good about this order flow. I'm just banging the drum. I'm in this rhythm, up and down, all around. We're taking profit. We're just putting money in the wallet is what we're doing on this one. I don't know what else to say. Profit, taking profit, 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 and then we get a push. Now 135 is one of my lines. That line was distinguished from the higher time frame chart. Now this chart is legit. It's the last 3 years. Right, in the last 3 years, this thing has not been ridiculous. I don't see any immediate reverse splits. Let's just go ahead and zoom in on this channel. Okay, 135 right here. This is major previous support and resistance. This is a borderline decision point, right? It's resistance. Now we're sitting on top of that 135. But here's the meaning behind the 135. I really want to show you guys this because these levels are key. They're instrumental to my success as a trader, and you got to get the levels down. Here's the volume profile. Now all my levels are distinguished from the volume deposits in previous days. Volume profile is my friend. Now these levels are all predefined before the day starts. I do not mark levels during the day unless my levels are off. Now I'm in rhythm with my levels. Every day I spend about a half hour marking these levels, then all of those levels and runners go into the runners room in our Wolf Discord room. But back to here, so that's why I added at 135. I reported that I was going to add here. I'm starting to report every time I take profit and every time I add in the room, so you guys know what my strategy is. I just want to be transparent on my strategy. We share strategies. We share targets, we share theses, we are becoming the wolf pack, right? And not to get off topic, but some guys had stellar days today. I had a really good P&L day. Our moderator, Elliot, killed it today. A couple guys had big days. I mean, today is a level up day for wolf trading. Shout out to the guys in there working so hard to take to take the fruits of our labor, really is what we're doing. We're working 15, 16-hour days. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Here we are right here taking more profit at 122. Now at this point, I trailed my stop down. After this 135 add, my core average is 143.8. Just watching this right here, this is sideways. I don't like to see this. This doesn't entice me. This just is sideways normal action, which is normal for a $1.20 to a $1.30 stock is going to move, 9 cents on the day. But this type of volatility, it doesn't. I want to get out. The liquidity is fading. So I exit the position all out at 127, and I just didn't want to watch it anymore, really. I mean, we did get another flush. I had a 132 stop. I pulled it early. And that's really all CODX was. It was a great dilution identification play and really just gives us more confidence to run our game. SOLY. Now, SOLY, I didn't even want to get into SOLY. This thing, last 2 days I traded this. I got whipsawed. This thing is super strong. Larger players are in on this. The manipulation and the bid and the spread, it gets me all the time. But some guys in the room we're really watching this. We have some aggressive short sellers in the room, and we just we profit off of range and volatility. That's what we do. So I'm watching it with some of the guys in the room, and we get a nice push, a nice extension right here to $22. And I'm watching 21.50. I remember this consolidation is when I spent some time on the tape. These 10 minutes right here. And I reported in the room, I said, you know what? I said, if this was a breakout, I said, if they come back and they retest, or if we even do get a retest of 21.50, which we didn't. I remember watching 21.52 bid soak right here, and then a push. And now when we cracked 21.50, I paused the tape. I didn't pause it, but I zoomed out. I opened up my tape. I opened up my routes, my flags, all my print information, and I just studied it. And I came up with the thesis that these guys pulled the bid, they're smacking people around, and they're just order flow manipulation. The toxicity level of this play was a 9 out of 10, and I finally did jump in. This flush from $22 down to $20.50, this 10-12 cent retracement was enough to get me in. Excuse me. So I put together a front side core strategy system, which is what I like to play in this situation, risking off of a high, right? So hoping that we're backside, playing it like we're possibly front side to protect myself. Now, this particular trade was between these two times was on average a 16-cent spread, and it was extremely difficult, but I took some time and really took a look at this thing. Now, this is my scaling. I just want to open up the books, let you guys get a look under the hood on this strategy. Here's how I scaled into the position. These targets were all set out in front of the tape. So once we had this flush right here down to like 21.20 or something, I'm formulating this plan. And I have a hard stop, 75% layered stop with the remaining 25% of my scale up here. But this one stays. The 25% layer stop is at trader discretion. So these percentages are the percentages to my full size 21.36.2 average. And here was my average after we did scale. Now say if we only pushed here, then these numbers would obviously be adjusted. Now I always want my scale to get hit. I want to size in on my scale. If I didn't want that to hit, then I wouldn't think price would get there, and I would put my larger size lower, right? So you always want to, I always do anyway, I want my larger orders to get filled, and my larger orders are always closer to my stop up top. You guys know that. So here I am just rolling through the rhythm. I'm hitting highs, and I'm taking profit early. Now you can see with these percentages that I'm taking more profit here than my last entry. I'm carrying up 7%, right? 20%, 13%. I am still short 7% from this 21.016 average, right? I'm carrying up. Now when we're working a front side core, that's what we're gonna carry shares up, but Our job is to scalp the tape enough to maintain that average and carry it up. We want to be in a position, and we want to be in a small green position riding these front pushes. That way when the backside hits, we're in the trade, right? We want to get paid. We get paid on the back. You guys know this. So here we are. I'm full sized in with 21.36 to average, and I take off about a quarter, and then we push. And I just remember I'm changing targets. Like, forget about it. These guys are not bringing the offer down. They're snapping. It's very, very toxic, right? 9 out of 10 is toxicity level for me. This is difficult, and I didn't want to play this, but I'm addicted to the range, right? When I see range and volatility like this, I want to jump in and I want to compete with these guys, right? Because I'm an athlete, I'm competitive. I think I have certain, I like to compete, and that's what we're doing right now. We're competing with people, and we're trying to take their money. That's what we do. We're professional traders. We want to put our kids into private schools. Taking a quarter here, I'm taking a quarter off here. Now this was a 100 share ad that I put out, just trying to trim down a little bit. And I'm just adjusting these ads, right? I'm adjusting these ads constantly and these targets, and I'm just trying to get in this rhythm. This was a tough rhythm. I would not want to trade this all day. And then here we go. This was before the main flush, but I just remember wanting to get out. I was nervous of a push, and I just didn't want to play this. I got out right here for profit. My average exit was around 21.15. And my, so about 21 cent scalp for the full size position. So we'll take that money in the bank. And we got better. There were some mistakes made on that, but we got better. We learned from our mistakes. Now CETX. CETX, SSR play. Some guys nailed this one. Shout out to Armor. He's nailing it again. We also we had some other guys in the room that posted P&L, just crushing it today, man. These guys are doing amazing work. I'm proud of the team. Right? I'm excited. So here we are on this SSR play. I'm taking a fill right here. The tape must have been heavy, and we're getting a push at the bell, and I have orders out, and I get a fill. Now I'm working a 311 average right here, and we flush. I take some profit at micro support. I'm taking more profit at micro support, right? I always like to protect myself at the bell, because this is when we can get explosive. And if we're going to get explosive, especially on these gap ups, I'm not talking about a midday chat pump or a midday news release. If we're going to get explosive, it's going to run. It's going to go. And you got to be ready for it. You have to be keyed up. You have to know where you're going to exit. This thing just can't push up to, $3.31 and start to hover right here with 332 bid hold. And you can't be like, oh man, what am I going to do? You have to be ready for everything. Targets got to be out. This thing could flush down to yesterday's close. You got to be ready for anything. And we were. So we're taking profit. Now, executions, I don't know how much of the position I had left at this point, but it was probably, looks like a quarter off from 311, right? Average exit, we're looking at about 280. So I'm scalping like 30 cents on the full position or 3/4 position with another quarter down to ride. Now, I'm still upset over this. Armor grabbed this, top ticked it at $3. I did not. I missed it. And it's SSR. I couldn't get. I was hoping that we would get another push, because I know a lot of short sellers didn't get in as I did, but we didn't. They just flushed, and I remember my heart just breaking. Like she said, no, she's not going to go with me to junior high school prom. That's how I felt when this thing flushed. But I was happy for the guys who caught it, but I just knew at this point that this was game over, and I missed it. But I was in 3 or 4 trades at the bell. I'm in 3 or 4 swings. I was in 9 trades total at one point today, and every single one of those trades is either green, realized, or unrealized. I didn't close out all my positions, but we're 9 for 9. It was a great day, and I'm happy about that. Let's go over real quick some of the swings. MLNT. So MLNT, I'm taking profit today here at 482 from a 613 average. right? Now I'm holding these shares a couple days, 1, 2, also taking profit here, but I don't know. The market is just real swing. It's real swing friendly right now for the short side, especially with these garbage pushes. Now MLNT put a second. It had a second wind to it. They squeezed out the shorts over a few day period, but I think it's going to die down now. And if you've watched my previous recaps, you hear me talking about that 370 line. And here we go. We're approaching it. I still have targets out on MLNT. And if it's going to continue to fade, it's cost effective for me to hold. So I'm going to hold out. I still have targets at 403, 427, and 373. Now, if we hit 373, this is a major payday for me. I'm going to be very, very happy. It's going to be nice. CEI. If you guys watched my recap yesterday, I was crying because I took a big hit on the front and it wasn't good. But this type of mistakes and this type of trading made me a better trader. So I look forward to tomorrow's mistakes so that I can prosper from it. Now, every time I look at a chart, and I look at hundreds of charts every day, my brain naturally searches for the inefficiencies in the chart because I've trained my brain to organize the chart to the best of my ability to know what is correct, if that makes sense. And that's how you guys should be looking at charts, or especially your charts. So here we are taking profit at $4 and 364. CEI, I still have targets out at 307 and 253. VISL. VISL, we played it yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry. VISL was the one where I went and cried in my pillow because I carried some shares up from this $3 consolidation starter shares, but I carried them up and over. CEI, we actually traded pretty well. But here's my average, 559. Not the best average. I mean, this was a bad trade, like I said, but I learned a lot from this trade, and it's embarrassing, but we're taking profit now, and we learn. We learn from our mistakes, taking profit. I'm taking $2 off $3. I'm taking $3 profit here, taking $3 profit here, and I still have final targets out around 160. Actually, I just deleted my executions. All right, well, we still have lower targets out, and that is it, guys. That's the 6 trades that I have executions on. I'm in 3 other positions at the moment, but we'll share those when we execute and when we get out. But those are winners, and what a day. We hope you guys were safe today. I hope you guys had an amazing day. We're already at 23 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go over back to the Wolf Trading Discord room. Now, real quick, we are allowing, it's open enrollment. Wolf Trading has always been open enrollment. We're going to open the room up for 20 more guys. We're going to cut it at 100 members. We're looking for active traders, active members, and we're going to really try to form this wolf pack bond, which we are, man. We're going after it, and it's just where the results are explosive and the success is contagious. So if you got passion, if you got desire, if you got talent, if you got the will to take life by the horns and become the entrepreneur of your dreams, join Wolf Trading. Get in this room. We want to talk to you. We want to see what you're trading. We want to see how you're trading it. We want to see how we can get better. We want to see how we can make you better and how you can help us to become better, man. We just want to be the best that we can be. VISL. Here we go. That little fade. Day 2. SOLY. Now this thing's in play, but highly, highly manipulative, and we still don't know what's going on with it. It still has a strong bid. Hook after our push was reported to the room. We appreciate that, and we marked some levels on it. Now this thing has an upper volume consolidation. I forget the range. It could be like, it's up there, like a sub $20 or something, but this thing might push high. I don't have enough information actually to talk about it right now, but it's on the radar. Hook. Captain Hook will be in play possibly tomorrow. FRSX was a little fadey. I was thinking about getting in it here, but I was in so many positions and I just didn't want to overwhelm myself. This is the first time I'm ever saying that, but I had a lot going on today and I just didn't touch it. But I was aware of it. It was on Sidewatch. I had the tape on my screen and I was looking at it. CODX. CODX still kind of hanging out right here, but this was a massive flush. We'll just see if this fades off. gave us a nice fadey parade today. We saw a huge print. We had a dark print at 135 or 134. It was a 35K print, and that was just lights out. CETX. If you caught this one, congratulations. Nice fade. And AXGT. Now this one pushed, and we're going to keep eyes on this. It's looking strong. It's a lot more extended than it normally is. We're seeing a nice relative range on this one today. We're going to be looking at it. We're going to be looking at the filings. So a shout out once again to all the guys in the room. Congratulations on your victories, and we'll see everybody next time. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening. Be safe, and have a great Thursday evening.